Hey there, it's portfolio time, and today we're going to be talking about how to get ready for starting your process of putting together your portfolio. Okay, so you've been in school, you've got lots of work, you have at least 4 years of work, maybe more. Maybe you have content that you've done outside of class for either personal projects or internships, so you might have a lot of things to comb through. The first step is you're going to review all of your previous projects. Okay, try and pull at least like 15 projects. Maybe you have more, but pull everything together, find all of those files, and start looking through it. What you're going to be looking for is your strongest work, right? But you're also going to be wanting to look for some of those rough gems. So think about projects that maybe you did early on in your school career, and those aren't necessarily things that you're going to be putting directly in your portfolio. However, there might be rough gems that can really shine in your portfolio with a little bit of work. So start by combing through everything you have and identifying your strongest work, and then identifying those rough gems, projects that have really strong design concepts or had really interesting components that you can expand on and create larger portfolio pieces with. Once you've identified at least 15 projects and kind of narrowed down those top 15 projects, and you're going to want to try and have 10 really strong projects and maybe 5 rough gems. Once you've identified those, you're going to gather all of the assets associated with them, right? So that you can take all of these files and put them in one place. It's a good idea if you have other work as well that you're like, oh, I don't think that I'm going to showcase any of this. Also combine all of that into a place where you're saving all of your work in one location where you have gotten all of your assets ready so that you can find everything when you need it, okay? There's nothing more frustrating than trying to put your portfolio together and realizing this project that you're really excited about showcasing is missing a bunch of assets. So go through all your files, make sure that you have everything in one place and that everything is saved in a way that if those files are then moved, right, like if you're putting them in a different cloud storage or you're putting them on a hard drive, whatever happens, wherever you move them, you have everything you need in one place. Make sure you have like any fonts that you are using, make sure you have the names of all those fonts, right? So that in the future, if you're moving these files, you can still access all of your content, okay? So that's the key number one, combing through everything, combining all of your files into one location. I would highly recommend coming up with a naming structure so that you can easily find your content. And this takes a little bit of time. It's a bit tedious, but it will make your life so much easier in the long run if you get all your files in one place, create a new naming convention if you need, and get everything organized so that in the future you can move those files wherever you need to and you have everything you need with those files, okay? Any links, any images, any linked files of icons that go into a prototype, anything like that, any fonts that you need, all of that together so that in the future, wherever you move content, you have what you need, okay? Now you're gonna come and try and find 15-ish projects, right? And then you're gonna be narrowing it down for your actual portfolio. You wanna have 10 to 12 polished works. This will allow you to really tailor your portfolio so that when you are going to a job, instead of showing all 12 works, you might be only showing 6 to 10, depending on the job. That way you can curate your portfolio to that specific job opening. For instance, if it's something where you're going to be creating motion graphics, you're probably going to want to show some motion graphics, right? But if it's a job where creating motion graphics is not part of the job description at all and you're focused on other areas, then you may not want to include any motion graphics, or maybe just one if it's showcasing a specific area that's relevant to the job. So you're able to curate your best projects if you have a polished set of 10 to 12. Again, you're going to want to make sure that you have everything you need saved into one area so that it's really easy when you get started creating that portfolio. Okay, so step one, review all of your files. Everything that you created in school and everything that you've created as an internship or a passion project, or your cousin asked you to make a t-shirt, anything like that. Put it all together, start reviewing it, and start picking out your top 15 works. Look for your strongest work, as well as looking for those rough gems. All right, so that's step one.